I could put you in the brig for what you've done, but I won't do it.
It's the Talking Dicks Comedy Podcast. We're the spin-off podcast from the web series The Two Dicks. I'm Al Ducharme in Studio City, California, and that right there, ladies and gentlemen, to the side of me, I don't know which side, but that's Al Romas, and he's in Tampa, Florida. Al, you had a gig last night at Visani's.
I did. I did standing up comedy. I did 50 plus minutes, and we had about 140 people in the room, and it went great. It was real comedy. It was a real comedy show. We had an MC, a middle act, who I helped get the gig, a Tampa guy named Michael Murillo. You may remember.
Oh yes, Michael
Murillo.
Michael hosted our Two Dicks down there.
That's right. That's right. He came down and did the middle spot, the feature, the rocking chair spot, the easy spot, if you will. Remember, we always said that about the middle spot. It's easy. And then I did 50 some minutes, and everybody seemed to enjoy, and we got out of there, and it was good. It was good. Felt like real normal, life for 12 hours or 10 hours or
getting
3
back
hours.
to normal. So are we seeing light at the end of the tunnel of this pandemic? I'm seeing.
I don't know, man, because I got an email today from a comedian who sent me an article saying the CDC has stopped the whole cruise ship thing till November. They're saying nothing. No, they were saying fuck June, fuck July, fuck all. You're going in maybe November. So that's, as of right now, that's what's happening. But I think that's going to change just because the world is going to be open more, or United States is going to be open more by this summer. So they're going to have to respond to it with cruising. So I don't know. But as of today, Friday, as people are hearing this, the CDC has said, nope, November.
Well, again, I'm getting all kinds of conflicting reports everywhere from every angle of things. But the CDC also said if you've all had your first vaccination, you can congregate in a small group, 4 to 6. Yeah. And then others say, oh, if two of you are vaccinated, you can hang out with somebody who's not vaccinated. And I'm like, what?
Yeah, I hung out with 140 people last night, and I have no idea who was vaccinated.
I'm going to say it was probably right down the middle.
It might have been. I don't know. I'm vaccinated. I don't know. Whatever.
I know you.
And
are.
I really didn't shake hands. We did, people come up, but it was a lot of just little fist bumpy kind of.
A lot of fisting going on.
A lot of fisting going on at Visani's. Yeah. So who knows, man? But I'm bummed by that because I thought the ships were going to be back. I was thinking this summer we'll be back. So as of today, that was kind of a bummer seeing that email. I hate when I don't need that email. By the way, comedians, nobody needs to send me. I'll find it on my own. But I don't need the Debbie Downer guy. Here it is. We're not going to work. Like, go fuck off. You know what I mean? Like,
why are they emailing you now? Why is that? Why? I mean, there's chat rooms or pages that we're a part of where people start posting stuff, legit articles, but also coming up with their own expertise.
Oh yeah, I like fucking with those people too because they're making shit up and then.
Well, you grill them. You grill them. Where is this? What's your source? What are you talking about?
Right.
Who'd you hear that from?
Yeah. And then they bail. And then they private message me. Hey, I'm just saying, I heard this. I'm like, well, don't post it because we're comedians. We have nothing. We're on a thread hanging on, and then you're going to say, well, we're never going back. It's like, no, just don't do that. You know what I mean?
And the other way too, false hopes as well. It's like,
yeah, man.
Let's get the official words. You're going to have to be. They're going to quarantine you if you're vaccinated. They're going to quarantine you for 2 weeks in a hotel. It's like, why do you have to be quarantined for 2 weeks if you're vaccinated? No. If you got the CDC card, you don't need to be quarantined. That's the whole point.
They're making stuff up. They just want to be the guy thinking they're breaking news or they have information. No, you don't.
Or they're trying to discourage others so that they get out of the business.
Well, that's fine. I don't mind that. If that's their plan, then I'm
more
with
room
them
for
on
us.
That. Get the fuck out of the business. What business? I don't know what we're in, but get out. There's no room. I see these things, virtual comedy classes. It's like, you're kidding me? People are signing up to be a comedian now? Really? Learn stand up virtually. Okay.
Now's the
Very-
time to get in. It's
Yeah.
the great equalizer out there. The pandemic.
Yeah.
Everybody's
Look.
starting from scratch.
Oh my God. Yeah. We had an
Wrong.
last night.
Wrong.
Yeah, we had a new guy last night, and it's weird when you see like someone new again. Like it's just, boy, it's painful. You know what I mean? Like that guy was trying. Maybe he'll be funny someday, but boy, that new 10 of a new guy is, oof, yeah, yeah.
That means he had one funny joke, and he's trying to stretch it out to 10 minutes.
Yeah, a lot of dating. He was a big, heavy guy, so it was a lot of dating jokes. You know, I mean, okay, you know, I mean, like,
so he's a heavy dater.
A heavy dater, kind of went on the dating apps thinking, I'll sit back and all the offers will roll in and that kind of thing, and then they haven't rolled in.
He posted a picture of him, 80 pounds lighter.
Yeah, well, they all lie. You know that. You know those. They all lie.
We heard some of your stories on the dating apps.
Well, I have a new one. Speaking of.
Oh, no.
I have a new one. But no, this is interesting. I think it's good for the pod. You know what I mean? A woman sent me a thing saying, are you Al Romas from Massapequa, Long Island? And I'm like, what? Because I don't put my name on the stupid app, you know?
Oh, okay.
And,
that I didn't realize that. I thought your name was Al Romas, and she was saying,
no.
Al Romas? Okay.
No. So I go, well, who's this? And she goes, well, this will blow your mind.
It's your sister.
Like, I go, what, Linda? What are you doing on there? This isn't legal. I think in 40 states.
No one needs to know.
Oh my God, what the hell's going on here? So I go, yeah, blah blah blah. And anyway, it turns out this woman who's 50 something years old, whatever, was my next door neighbor growing up. She's my sister's. Last time I saw her, I think she was, I don't know, 13, 14. You know what I mean?
They were just coming in.
I don't know what that means. And I moved.
Now she's a double D.
Away. I moved away again, sir. I moved away in '84, and but I thought, wow. I mean, how she hasn't seen me since '84, minimum. She spotted me from my picture and still recognized me, whereas I saw her picture. You would never. I mean, I barely remember her anyway, but I would never know who she was. And then the pictures were not bad. I'll be honest, pretty attrative.
Well, but I'm going to say this.
Can't go down that road.
I'm going to say this. You still have your boyish looks. Because I posted some pictures of you when you first started out in comedy. Your evening at the Improv.
Why would you don't do that?
Well, send me money.
I tried.
And she probably had a crush on you. She was 13 years old.
No,
the hormones started kicking in. And she found you attractive, and then here we are, so many years, decades later. Decades later, yeah, decades plural. 5 decades later, 3.5 decades later, she's like, hey, that's that handsome fella. That
3 children in their 20s, and was married many years, and then just ended a 5-year engagement, and then there was a lot of back and forth. I was like, all right, we're done. You know what I mean? Like, interesting. Thanks. But I want
to go with that. She has a crush on you still.
I don't think so.
And I don't think that's the guy I was beating off in the bushes when I was getting out of the shower because he lived next door to me. That's him, Al Romas. You were in the lilies. He was in the lilies.
Yes, the lily pad. I was on a lily pad playing Frogger. That was my thing. Yeah, I was banned from the neighborhood. They said military or jail. I said I'll take the Navy, and I did 4 years of the Navy. Right. Instead of some hard time, if you know what I mean. So yeah, but it was crazy. I've never, usually never. No one knows who you are on these things. It's all very secretive. And then she's like, "Are you Al Romas from Massapequa?" I'm like, "Holy shit, who the fuck is that?" I had no idea. I'm looking at a picture, going, "I don't know who is this." But you're looking at a 55-year-old woman who I last saw when she was, 14.
So it's 42 years. Is that what you're saying? Am I doing the right math?
I don't think that's correct. Yeah, you're close. That's close. Close. It's a lot of years.
I don't think that's correct. You're close. You're close. You
are a lot of years.
Spock, you're close. Back off.
That was Captain Kirk, William Shatner.
You told me I had to say who it was before
I know, but you didn't do that. So
No, I
gave it
didn't. But here's
yeah.
the one I wanted to do at the beginning. I wanted to do this with my hair. And of course, if you don't have Patreon, you can't see what I'm doing here. But it was
.com/the2.
This is a young Doc Brown from Back to the Future. Here we go. A young Doc Brown from Back to the Future. Marty, we got to get back to the future. Someone's banging your wife. I threw the blue part in there. I just threw it in there.
Right. Yeah. That was like
oh my God. That's your future. That was one of our new microphones. By the way, what do you think of the
Go
new
back to
microphone?
the future and stop that.
What do you think of this? Test 1, 2, 3.
You like the handheld? You like a handheld?
I didn't want to set it all up. I can put it in a stand. I can hang it upside down. I can put it on a magnet to my T-shirt. But it gets a little bit more radio sound when I get up close like this.
All right, keep it close then. Keep it close. Nobody's listening to the radio anymore, but that's good. We want radio sound in a time when no one listens to the radio. Good move, Alfred. All right.
My father always said, keep your friends close, but keep your enemies closer.
Was that the guy you worked with at a pizza shop in Rhode Island? Who the fuck was that?
That was him.
Oh, I didn't know. That was pretty good.
You
look a little like comedian Rich, whatever his name was. What's his last name? I can never say.
Aronovich. Rich is funny. Rich Aronovich.
Rich Aronovich.
He just had a child. He has a baby. He has an infant.
Finally, I saw that.
I told him to bring it back to the mother. She's probably very, very upset about that.
Well, I saw that gut. I thought he was 9 months pregnant. Jesus, I'm glad he had it finally.
It's so funny. He's got a big beer gut, but he doesn't drink beer. And he's he's got like gymnast legs.
Oh, I don't know what's happening there.
You're homophobic. You're homophobic. You can't say that a guy has he's got like athletic legs and he's got a beer gut.
I've never seen the legs. He does videos. I see the big gut, and
he's got a Duck Dynasty gut, and he's got gymnast legs. He does a lot of dancing.
Yeah,
he's changing diapers. Can you believe that?
I find it disturbing. I don't know what he's doing.
He's got a beautiful wife. Her name is JL, and she's Dutch American. And do you know that Rich is he has dual citizenship? He's got.
I don't know. No, I don't know anything about him, to be honest. I worked with him one time.
Big fan of yours.
No,
he said he saw you on a dating site. A dating app.
He was 14. He didn't have the gut at 14. He was looking good. I don't know what happened, but the man has let himself go. He's let himself go.
He's silly.
It's like the kids on the beach. It's like these little boys on the beach. They're just they look. Have you seen these little boys on the beach?
See, now here's where I get a little homophobic, and this is pedophile-ish. What are you doing? Why are you looking at little boys on the beach?
On the beach, you go to the beach. There are children on the beach.
You're checking out children?
No, I'm not checking them out. I'm looking
specifically
and I see
boys.
Well, they're out of shape. They're in terrible shape, and they say children are our future, and I've seen the future. And it has bitch tits.
That's from the episode we did.
That's from my act.
Well, it's from your act, but
I do.
We also did that Soda Jerks episode of the Two Dicks,
right?
In which the kid comes in, the little kid comes in for ice cream, and you go,
right?
You tell him, kid, why don't you skip the ice cream and jog around the block or something like that?
Right. Well, they're
you tell him to lose some weight.
Yeah, but when we were
the
young,
poor kid goes up to the counter and is like, ice cream, and you go, kid, skip the ice cream and go for a walk.
Exactly.
Walk around the block a few times.
And people should go on YouTube and watch that one. That's a good episode. It was, I think, episode 2 or 3, maybe 3. Episode 3 of the Two Dicks.
We had to reshoot that episode because two things. One, we had hangovers, and we had a green screen, which I have behind me now. But the green screen I had to send back because it wasn't chroma keying. It wasn't working. So it was actually
we had issues. We had issues that day,
but
and then we
reshot it,
and
it was actually very organized the second time.
Yeah, that was a what's the word where a bigger than normal kind of.
It was a bigger production, and we
were
it was storyboarded. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a good ep. Soda Jerks. The boys get
underrated.
sent to underrated, criminally underrated. But yeah, we get sent to work at a soda shop in the 50s to catch the milkshake strangler, if I'm not mistaken.
That is correct. The milkshake strangler. He leaves an empty milkshake glass behind every time he strangles somebody.
Yeah. So that's on YouTube. Check it out. And I think it might be on the Patreon too. Could be on the Patreon.
What did he have in his milkshake? That was different.
What was it? Was it a
sprig?
Mint?
Sprig? Yes, a sprig of mint.
Yes.
So we were waiting for the milkshake murderer to come in and order.
Spoiler alert.
Well, the first person, no, it's explained up front. The first person that comes in and orders a milkshake with mint is our guy. And then you have to watch
just a guy who likes mint in his milkshake, but we assume. Because why would we do police work? We just assume.
It doesn't end well. Let's put it that way.
Well, not for him. It doesn't end well for him.
But the quality of the episode, I thought it was really. We had a malt shop.
Do we even know if we actually got? Is that actually addressed? Did we get the milkshake triangle, or did we just kill a guy?
I'm gonna have to say they have to tune in.
Yeah.
YouTube. If you made it into the 20-minute mark of this podcast, by the way, we try to keep them under an hour. We try to keep them under a half hour. We try to keep them under 20 minutes. But we've been hitting between 22 and 30 lately without a guest.
Well, when we have guests, we like to go a little. And speaking of which, we have a guest coming up, and I had confusion today thinking
you sure
it was
did.
Today. But right before you called and we went on with this pod, I got a text from him, and he said, "Hey, I didn't get the email."
Dude,
dude, it's next Thursday.
Shooby, you call him Shooby. That's like you guys have like a little
Shooby-Doo.
Secret.
Everybody calls him Shooby-Doo. Jimmy Schubert.
I don't know Jimmy that well. I've met him a few times and don't know him by Shooby.
If you don't know Jimmy Schubert, go look on Instagram and
funny guy.
He's got a special called Zero Tolerance. It's available out there. He's great. He's a killer. I mean, he's one of those guys.
He's good. He's pro.
He fucking kills, but he can't follow directions.
Well, clearly because he texts you. He said, "Hey, are we doing it tomorrow?" And then you messaged me and saying, "We're not doing it tomorrow, right?" And then you went, "Right?"
Well, I'm confused.
Because you were wondering if you were making a mistake. I'm like, no.
Well,
but we're recording with him. He if he shows up.
Yeah.
What time zone is he in? I don't even know.
Well, as of right now, I think he's performing in Jersey or Philly tonight. So he's back. Right. He's in Jersey or Philly. So he's on the East Coast. But he'll be coming up very soon. Jimmy Schubert joining the Talking Dicks.
I don't even like announcing guests.
Oh, he'll be on. He'll be on.
I don't like it because people cancel and get things. They change the dates on you.
He has nothing.
We already lost Pardo. We lost Pardo because he went and got his shot. And
we have Jimmy. We have Jimmy Pardo coming up. Another big-time guest.
Again, he had side effects from the vaccine, and he canceled in the 11th hour. So,
but he rescheduled. We have him coming up.
He did reschedule, but
he rescheduled, but we didn't. He wrote and said he felt bad about it. Let me reschedule with you guys. Jimmy Pardo from Never Not Funny. He's a podcast pioneer. Goddammit. His pod started in 2006. We started in 2020.
Well, like Richard Simmons, I like to get it in the can before I make any announcements.
And why is that like Richard Simmons? Are you saying he was a homosexual? Is that what you're implying with the can? Is that what you're saying? Is that in the ass? Is that where you're going blue?
Is that what you pulled from that? Is that what you extracted from that statement?
That's what I pulled out. I did. Yes, sir.
Wow, you better pull out.
Do we have him?
Well, you did,
still with
right?
us?
You did pull
Simmons? I pulled out. Is Simmons still with us? He's one of those guys I don't know.
Greg
I don't know.
Simmons is still with us.
Who?
Another possible guest who you're like blowing off. Here's the deal.
No,
when we do have a guest on, I don't care who it is. Al will mention somebody and say, "Hey, Jimmy Carroll. Do you know Jimmy Carroll?" I'm like, I met Jimmy maybe once 20 years ago. I know of him. Funny guy. Sure, let's have him on. And let's have on Richie Minervini. I go, never met Richie, but he's got a reputation, been around a long time, storyteller. Bring him on. Yeah. I mentioned a couple of guys. You're like, I don't know him.
Not true.
He's like, because you're not going to have a rapport with him.
I never met this Bill Burr character.
You never met Bill Burr.
Bring him on. I said, put him on.
Well,
let's do it.
Well, look at the size of that flounder we brought on. That was a fluke.
Do you know this Dave Chappelle? I don't know who he is, but do you know him? Bring him on.
Yes, Dave Chappelle used to open for me, or had opened for me a few times on the road, some road gigs, and
get him on. Let's go.
One text, and
Yeah.
it will get returned to me, returned to sender.
Yeah, of course. But yeah, I'm open to anybody. I mean, a lot of I don't care if I don't. I just want people who are funny and
And
have a
have a
bit
little
of an
following.
audience,
Yeah,
little following. That's all
a
we
little
need.
following.
That's what we want. We want that,
We just want
And
we want to gleam onto their following.
Pardo's got a nice following, and
Oh yeah,
Shuby's got a nice following. So those are my 2 suggestions. They're coming up soon, and you're welcome to bring in any of your deadbeat friends who you think might be entertaining for a little bit, and we'll struggle through an hour with them and
our next guest after that, I'm not going to name it, is
verbally
actually
masturbate.
has a bigger following than those 2 combined.
Oh, is that true?
I don't actually
combined.
know.
I don't think that's. I don't think that's true.
That might be a stretch.
I don't even know I've hardly heard of the guy, to be honest. So I don't think that's true.
You fool!
Oh yeah. Hey, do we have any questions today?
Yes.
Good. Bring it on. Let's go. I don't have any.
My wife wants to know why you don't dress up more.
Official. I'm wearing the gear. You're not even.
I'm telling you what. I like this noontime sun overhead for your backdrop, but you are in the dark a little bit. And
am I in the dark? I should have moved over to.
You had a late night. No, you had a late night. You went with your cigar buddies at the chapel. Of course, the Havana Tranquility.
No, we went out actually to Dr. Joe's residence. We went to his home. We went to his beautiful home and
2
sat
years
outside.
of construction. 2 years of construction.
Actually, about 5 years. 5 years when it's all said and done. But sat outside, had a couple of cigars, some adult bevs, and chatted it up. And very, very enjoyable. Very nice time. Always great to see those guys. They come out every time, and luckily I had some new material. So I had some COVID stuff. I had some dating stuff.
Oh, good.
Thank God. Yeah, it all worked. I got lucky.
Oh, good for you. Good for you. Yeah, I've only hung with the Dr. Joe a couple of times, and
he's a big fan.
And
big fan.
He's very entertaining and generous.
Yes, all those things. And he asked, "How are you?" and "What's happening with Al?" And I said, "We have a podcast." And he said, "Really? I'd never heard of it." So that was fun.
big fan of yours. Huge
big fan.
I've never heard of it.
I go, well, we've been doing it for a year. He's like, "Really?" Interesting. I'm like, dude, you're on Facebook. I promote every pod.
He is a doctor.
Every time.
So he goes on, he posts, and then he goes and takes care of
don't make excuses.
Patients, and then he delegates what size pool he wants to have put on the east side of the resort.
Yeah, he needs to be listening, but maybe he'll be listening now. I don't know. I had the MC. The MC said, "What can I bring you up to?" I said, "Tell him it's the Talking Dicks comedy podcast, available everywhere." So he's like, "All right, our headliner tonight has a podcast, Talking Dicks. Here's Al Romas." I'm like, dude, that was terrible. That was terrible. But he's a MC.
That was Mike?
You know?
That was Mike or the new guy?
No, the new guy.
Yeah, because Mike is polished.
He would have done well with it, but he was the feature act.
Right.
You know what I mean? He didn't have responsibilities. He just goes up, tells
Mike
jokes
doesn't
for
want to be
20 minutes.
pigeonholed into emceeing, but even though he's good at it. The good comics are good at emceeing, but it's that thing. It's a great way to become a better comic is to host.
I agree.
But once you get to a certain point, you don't want to be pigeonholed. Wow, this guy's a great host, unless they're compensating you for it. But you want to grow.
They do. You
want to feature and then headline.
Yeah, I mean, it's if you're a good host, you get to do your stuff up front. You get to do stuff in the middle. You can have fun with it. And a lot of guys were great at it, but yeah, you can get stuck in that, especially in your town, and then you're thought of as an MC, which everybody wants to move up the ladder. Even though money-wise, it's probably, we're talking, I don't know, he probably made $50 more than the MC. It's not a big deal, but you want to do your time in 20 minutes, whatever. I get it. So, but he would have done a nice job with it. And whereas this guy fucking mangled it. Talking Dicks. He didn't even say comedy podcast. He just went, "Hey, got a podcast, Talking Dicks."
Here's something. Back in the day, in the Boston boom days, in town, if you were hosting your own show in town at one of the in-town comedy clubs, Nick's Comedy Stop, the Comedy Connection, even the Improv was there. you were the big deal. You were the star, and you were paid
Right.
more than everybody, and everybody wanted to be on your show. Anybody coming through town, big
Smart.
names, yeah. And those guys,
Smart. That's the way to do
those
it.
guys were making, like $100 grand, $150 grand back in the '80s, and they snorted it right up their noses.
All gone. Well, yeah. You want to get paid in green or white, But when we did Giggles, we had Lenny Clark as the MC.
Yep.
That weekend, which is, that's the only city that does that.
Well, Lenny had his own
you're not
show
getting-
for years.
Yeah, you're not getting a
in
Lenny
Boston.
Clark to host, but that's Boston. They'll do that. I used to have I go to Nick's and Don Gavin was the MC.
Mhm.
It's like, then you stand in the back going, I'm going to die. I'm going to die.
Well,
I
Don
don't
would fuck
go
with
on.
us all the time. He'd go, all right, you're new, so I'm going to go up and do a quick 5 and bring you right up. And you go, okay. And you wait. You go, stand right over there. Stand right over there. And you do 25 minutes. And you're like, you're sweating. and you start to walk away. He goes, oh, where you going? Where you going? Come over here. It's a new guy. It's a new guy. Stand right there. Don't move. And he just make you work for it. But he made us all better comics. He put us through the
That's
ringer.
good. That's a good, oh, Jesus Christ. That's a good Gavin impression. So you nailed that one. You said
So
who
you
it
now-
was. You did it.
So
and,
now,
and Gavin, let's be honest, Gavin, and mentioned on the previous pod, Tom Cotter, maybe a Wendy Liebman, do a similar style. Let's just say. Would you agree with that?
Yes, wordplay.
Yeah.
Yep.
But Gavin, I had known. I don't know if I knew Cotter first, but I remember seeing Gavin. I was like, I loved it. And then I saw Wendy Liebman on TV, and it was like, oh, that's the same style as Gavin.
Styles, yeah.
They
were
do their own
influenced.
thing.
And
They do
their own thing, but they certainly, I've heard them both say, Don Gavin influenced me, Don
Yeah,
Gavin. He was the
it's a
guy.
great style. It's
Yeah.
great. A lot of jokes.
Quick.
It's just a million jokes. which,
LPMs, several laughs per minute.
yeah, remember when
And
that
you-
was a
and-
thing?
And people would go back and see them again because they would miss another
Right.
tag or a throwaway because they were laughing at the first one.
Yeah. That was a thing back in the 90s. Laughs per minute. How many LPMs you got? It's like,
Yeah.
I don't think that's a comedians now are like,
No,
they would
that's-
know
that-
LPMs.
No. But back then, that's what was happening. That fast
Yeah, man.
delivery.
Yeah. good-
Hey,
good
buddy,
style.
we got to wrap things up because we've gone way over our time. So when's your next gig? I'll say that tonight, when this airs, tonight, I'll be on a Zoom virtual show. And
Ooh.
yes, you'll be able to
Ooh.
see that. It's the Comedy Bible. And I'm going to be
How
on
do we
with a
see
bunch
that?
of other comedians. I'm telling you what, I've been doing a lot of Zoom shows lately, and they're getting better. People are producing them well. We have audiences. You can hear the laughter. They're telling them to unmute, but don't talk. It's so funny when they unmute, they're laughing, and then like a teenager walk in, Ma, what's for dinner? And someone drops something, clunk, 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 clunk.
Jesus, that sounds great. Yeah. Well,
And then they panic and they hit mute, and then they come back to watch the show, and then they're laughing, but you don't hear it. You just see this.
well, if someone is hearing this in the morning, how do we get this? Where is this found?
I'm going to put it in the comments because it's a little difficult to rampidly.la.
I don't know what that
I don't
is.
know what
It'll
that
be on the
is.
Patreon. Join patreon.com.
I'll put a link in the comments.
Get all the info.
Yeah, we'll give it all to you. And thanks for listening to whatever we did here today. I don't think we've changed your life, but pow, we're out.
Done.
I didn't kill my wife. I don't care.
We'll fix it in post, you son of a bitch.
No, really, don't mess with me, because I don't come down to the bus station and slap the dick out of your mouth when you're working, do I? Oh, get on up here, motherfucker. Give me security. I'm sorry, man. The guy fucking came at me. What do you think, folks?
No way.
Okay, show.
Subscribe. Mary. Arr.
Go to patreon.com/forward the two dicks.
If you shoot me, you won't see a cent of that money. Why?
I think it ends on that. That's beautiful.